Right now, an extraordinary energy is rising. An energy so powerful, it can awaken the deepest layers of your consciousness. The 1111's portal is approaching, a rare doorway in time where the universe aligns in ways few truly understand. But this alignment carries a subtle danger. Spiritual awareness is a gift, yet when it arrives too fast, too intensely, it can unbalance the mind, stir unrest in the heart, and overwhelm the body's energy. Many seekers feel drawn to the light, rushing to expand their awareness, unaware that the very power they seek can become a storm if the foundation is not strong. Ancient Shaolin teachings speak of this clearly. Without grounding, the body trembles, the mind fractures, and the spirit can feel untethered. Energy flows unchecked, emotions amplify, and even clarity of thought can falter. In this video, you will discover the hidden risks of being too spiritually aware before the 1111's portal opens. You will learn practical wisdom from Shaolin masters, subtle methods to stabilize your energy, and the secret steps that prepare your mind, body, and heart for this once-in-a-lifetime portal. Lesser-known insights will reveal why some highly aware individuals struggle during powerful energetic shifts, while others move through them with calm mastery. Stay with me till the end, because understanding this balance could be the difference between being overwhelmed or stepping through the portal fully aligned, ready to harness its transformative power. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, the place where ancient wisdom meets modern awakening. Subscribe now and join a community dedicated to disciplined growth, mindful mastery, and spiritual clarity. Here, you will learn not just to awaken but to thrive in the highest energy without losing your center. When the wind grows fierce, the tree that bends too quickly may break, while the one with deep roots endures. So it is with the spirit. Before reaching the heights of consciousness, the foundation must be unshakable. The Shaolin masters have always taught this. Rise high, but stay rooted. True power flows not from frantic striving, but from a body and mind anchored in stillness. Grounding is the bridge between the subtle and the physical. It is the quiet discipline of feeling your feet on the earth, of sensing the pulse of life beneath you, of letting energy circulate without spilling into chaos. Without this connection, awareness becomes a fragile flame, flickering in the slightest breeze of doubt or fear. Anxiety creeps in, clarity dissolves, and even the purest intentions scatter like leaves in a storm. I have witnessed those who awaken too quickly, skipping the slow cultivation of grounded energy. They float in visions and insights, yet their body trembles with subtle unrest. Their emotions surge like uncontained rivers, and their mind struggles to hold the threads of thought together. Shaolin wisdom reminds us that the body is the anchor of spirit. Neglected, and even the most sacred teachings can feel hollow, leaving the practitioner vulnerable to confusion and imbalance. The principle of rooted ground is simple in words, yet profound in practice. Stand still. Breathe into the body. Sense the weight of your being. Let energy flow from the earth up, through your spine, and into every fiber of your awareness. Only then can the mind ascend without fear. Only then can the spirit reach for higher states without losing its center. To rise without roots is to invite turbulence. To root before rising is to embody strength that the storm cannot touch. Awareness alone can be both a gift and a burden. It is like a flame that dances wildly when left unchecked, bright, intense, yet capable of burning everything around it. Many seekers chase knowledge, visions, and insights, but without mindfulness, this awareness becomes a fire without containment. The energy rises, yet the mind scatters, the heart trembles, and the body struggles to keep pace with what it cannot yet hold. The ancients understood this well. Shaolin monks would spend years training the body and observing the mind before even attempting advanced energy practices. They knew that true mastery begins not with expansion, but with discipline. Breath becomes the anchor, presence the guide, and intentional observation the gatekeeper. Each inhale roots energy, each exhale releases tension. The senses sharpen, but the mind remains calm, watching, aware, yet not entangled. To practice mindfulness before mastery is to train the inner temple. Notice the subtle currents of thought, the fleeting waves of emotion, the quiet stirrings of energy within. Observe them without judgment, without chasing, without resisting. In this space, awareness becomes steady, potent, and safe. The fire of consciousness is held within a vessel of stillness, and only then can it illuminate without destruction. Discipline is not restriction, it is protection. It shapes the mind into a vessel capable of holding higher states without being overwhelmed. Even a single breath, fully present, can stabilize energy that otherwise might scatter. Over time, this deliberate practice strengthens the bridge between the outer and inner worlds, teaching that mastery is not rushing toward insight, but patiently learning to contain and direct the power already within. Mindfulness is the quiet root of all inner mastery. It transforms raw awareness into clarity, energy into purpose, and fleeting sensation into enduring strength. Without it, even the most profound awakening risks becoming chaos. With it, every step toward higher consciousness is grounded, steady, and true. There is a subtle trap that many seekers do not see until it has already taken hold, the trap of ego-driven enlightenment. The mind, when touched by early spiritual insight, can mistake illumination for superiority. A glimpse of higher awareness can whisper that one is special, chosen, or beyond the struggles of ordinary life. Without careful discipline, this whisper grows louder, feeding pride and creating a fragile sense of self that clings to recognition, admiration, or power. The Shaolin masters teach that true mastery is the opposite of pride. It is not a performance, nor a collection of accolades. It is a quiet humbleness, a willingness to let the work, the practice, and the path itself guide the self. When ego infiltrates awakening, even profound insights become tools for self-importance rather than vehicles for growth. The energy that should elevate the spirit instead reinforces illusions, and the heart grows heavy with subtle arrogance, blind to its own limitations. Disciplined practice is the antidote. Repetition, stillness, and self-reflection temper the mind and refine the heart. In the quiet of meditation, in the steadiness of breath, the ego's illusions are revealed not with judgment but with gentle observation. The Shaolin way teaches that the body, the mind, and the spirit are inseparable. Mastery of one without the other is incomplete, and the ego will always exploit imbalance. Humility becomes a shield. It does not diminish enlightenment, it strengthens it. The truly awakened do not seek to be seen or praised. They move with integrity, letting their actions reflect their understanding rather than their vanity. By holding insight lightly with disciplined awareness and grounded practice, one transforms the spark of awakening into a steady flame that illuminates without scorching. Ego-driven enlightenment is seductive, but subtle vigilance, discipline, and humility ensure that awakening serves the soul, not the self. When energy rises too quickly, the body can struggle to hold it. The qi, the subtle current that flows through every vessel and meridian, can become turbulent, spilling over into tension, restlessness, or fatigue. Premature sensitivity to these energies can overwhelm the nervous system, leaving the mind scattered and emotions volatile. Those who rush toward heightened awareness without preparation often find themselves adrift, caught between powerful sensations they cannot yet integrate. The ancients understood the delicate balance required. Shaolin teachings emphasize that energy is not meant to be forced or chased. It must be cultivated, circulated, and contained. Like a river swollen with rain, the qi must flow steadily, guided by intention and discipline, or it will erode the banks of the mind and body. Awareness alone cannot anchor it. Deliberate practice is required to channel and harmonize the currents. Slow, mindful movement becomes the first teacher. Each step, each posture, each stretch invites the energy to settle into the body rather than surge chaotically. Breath guides the flow, drawing qi from the earth, circulating it through the core, and releasing tension with every exhale. Conscious observation of sensations, tingling, warmth, subtle pressure develops a refined attunement that protects the nervous system from overstimulation. Discipline and patience are essential. Energy is a tool, not a toy. By cultivating steady practice, Practitioners learn to feel without being swept away, to hold power without strain, and to navigate heightened sensitivity without fear. The subtle body becomes a vessel, resilient and responsive, capable of sustaining higher states of awareness. Mastery of energy begins with presence. Through slow movement, mindful breathing, and careful attention to the body's signals, the mind and spirit remain anchored even as awareness expands. In this way, the rising current of qi becomes a river of strength, not chaos, a living bridge between the physical and the unseen, steady, grounded, and fully alive. Even the most radiant light casts a shadow, and so it is with spiritual awakening. When awareness rises too quickly, the mind and heart can enter a state of overwhelm, a shadowed space where fear whispers, restlessness stirs, and existential doubt clouds clarity. The unprepared seeker may feel untethered, as though the very insights meant to illuminate life instead fracture it into uncertainty. The ancients recognized this subtle danger. Shaolin masters spoke of the inner resistance that appears when the spirit accelerates before the body and mind are ready. Thoughts become erratic, emotions amplify, and the soul recoils from its own intensity. Even profound understanding cannot shield one from the tremors of imbalance. Awareness without preparation invites the shadow to rise. Fear often emerges first, not fear of the outside world, but of the inner landscape itself. Restlessness follows, a relentless urge to move, change, or escape from sensations that are too vast to hold. Existential doubt seeps in quietly, questioning meaning, purpose, and the very nature of being. These responses are not signs of failure. They are signals from the deeper self urging pause, reflection, and disciplined cultivation. Ancient practices offer guidance. Stillness, repeated ritual, and meditation become anchors in the storm. By observing the turbulence without judgment, one learns that resistance is a teacher, not an enemy. Each breath and each mindful moment reconnects the seeker to grounded presence, transforming psychological unrest into clarity and strength. Inner mastery arises not from avoiding the shadow, but from moving through it with awareness. Those who cultivate patience, discipline, and steady practice find that what once felt overwhelming becomes a reservoir of insight. The shadow no longer threatens, but deepens understanding, revealing the profound truth that true awakening is not escape, it is integration, balance, and the calm mastery of both light and shadow. In the quiet halls of the Shaolin temple, discipline is not punishment. It is the shield that protects the spirit. The masters understood that raw energy, when untempered, can become chaos. Daily routines, meditation, and intentional practice are not burdens. They are the scaffolding upon which awareness and mastery are built. Each repetition, each measured breath, each mindful movement strengthens the connection between mind, body, and spirit, preparing the practitioner to hold higher states of energy safely. Discipline shapes the inner landscape like a riverbank guides flowing water. Without structure, energy spills, the mind wanders, and the heart becomes vulnerable to turmoil. With it, even the most potent currents of awareness can be contained, directed, and transformed into purposeful strength. Shaolin wisdom teaches that the true warrior of the spirit does not rush toward insight, but cultivates readiness through measured action. Meditation anchors the mind, training it to observe without reaction. Rituals and routines steady the body, aligning it with the subtle currents of qi. Intentional practice harmonizes the senses, allowing heightened perception to flow without overwhelming. This disciplined approach creates a vessel capable of holding awakening without fracturing under its own force. Discipline is not a cage, it is armor. It does not restrict the spirit, it enables it to expand safely. Energy that rises too fast can unsettle the nervous system, stir anxiety, or ignite the ego. A disciplined life, however, channels this energy into clarity, stability, and profound presence. Through consistent practice, the seeker learns that mastery is not only about reaching higher states, but also about knowing how to hold them. The protective rhythm of discipline becomes second nature, a quiet guardian that ensures each step forward is balanced and sustainable. In this way, The path of awakening is not a storm, but a steady journey, guided by intention, patience, and the timeless wisdom of the Shaolin way. Awakening the spirit is like opening a door to the vastness within. Yet with this vastness comes intensity, for spiritual awareness magnifies emotions, making every joy brighter, every fear sharper, every sorrow heavier. When feelings are left unchecked, they ripple through the body, scattering energy, clouding clarity, and disrupting the harmony that the path of mastery demands. The heart becomes a storm, and the mind struggles to remain steady amidst the currents. Ancient Shaolin teachings recognize that the greatest battles are often invisible. True mastery is not about suppressing emotion, but about understanding, observing, and guiding it. The warrior of the spirit learns to meet each feeling without resistance, acknowledging its presence without being swept away. Mindfulness of emotions transforms them from chaotic forces into teachers, revealing hidden patterns, unresolved tensions, and opportunities for growth. Reflection becomes the compass. By pausing to observe why a feeling arises, the seeker gains insight into the mind's subtle habits. Conscious choice of reactions turns instinct into wisdom. A surge of anger can be met with measured breath. Anxiety can be transformed through deliberate grounding. Sorrow can deepen empathy rather than despair. Over time, this practice cultivates an inner equilibrium, a calm presence that holds energy even in the most intense states of awareness. Emotional mastery is not a destination, it is a living discipline. Each sensation becomes a guidepost, each challenge a mirror, reflecting the depth of inner understanding. The energy that once scattered now flows with purpose, harmonized by observation, reflection, and choice. In this way, the heart and mind become instruments of clarity, allowing spiritual awareness to expand without chaos, and creating a foundation upon which the body, energy, and spirit can move together in quiet, unshakable harmony. The 11 Elements portal approaches like a tidal wave of energy, subtle yet unstoppable. It is a moment when intention, awareness, and cosmic alignment converge, amplifying everything within and around us. Even the smallest thought, the faintest emotion is magnified. The ancients spoke of such moments as both opportunity and trial, for those unprepared may find themselves swept away by currents too powerful to navigate. Preparation is not about force or haste, it is about readiness. The grounded mind becomes a compass, steady and clear, capable of discerning true insight from illusion. The disciplined body acts as a vessel, strong and resilient, able to contain and channel rising energies. The stable heart holds the rhythm of the spirit, attuned to both self and surroundings, preventing turbulence from turning into chaos. Without these anchors, even profound spiritual awareness can unravel, leaving confusion, overwhelm, or unintended consequences in its wake. Shaolin teachings remind us that mastery is cultivated over time, through consistent practice, mindful presence, and intentional living. Breath, movement, and meditation are the tools that build this resilience. Each day of preparation strengthens the connection between body, mind, and spirit, creating a harmony that can withstand the portal's intensity. Reflection and emotional discipline ensure that rising energy is guided rather than scattered, transforming potential turbulence into focused power. The portal itself is a mirror, reflecting the depth of preparation within. Those who have taken the time to root themselves, align their intentions, and calm the heart will find it a gateway of transformation, expanding consciousness and amplifying manifestation. Those who have rushed, neglected grounding, or allowed the ego to dominate may feel exposed, overwhelmed by the very force they sought to embrace. The lesson is clear. The 11 Elements portal rewards readiness, patience, and mastery. It does not favor speed, ambition, or unchecked desire. Only through balance, discipline, and inner cultivation can one step through safely, fully aligned, and transformed. Spiritual growth flows like a river, steady, persistent, and patient. Push too forcefully and the waters churn, creating turbulence that erodes clarity and scatters energy. Those who try to rush their awakening often find themselves caught in eddies of confusion, their progress fragmented, their insights fleeting. The path of mastery is not a race, but a careful navigation of currents, a delicate balance between movement and stillness. The ancients understood that timing is everything. Shaolin wisdom teaches that every step, every breath, and every moment of practice has its proper season. Expansion must follow grounding. Insight must follow preparation. Action must follow awareness. When the rhythm of growth aligns with natural timing, the flow becomes effortless, energy moves harmoniously, and the spirit can rise without strain. Patience is not passivity, it is active presence. It is the discipline of waiting while continuously refining the mind, steadying the heart, and strengthening the body. It is the understanding that readiness cannot be forced, and that even the most intense moments of awakening must be approached with care. Through patience, the practitioner learns to respect the subtleties of energy, the nuances of the inner landscape, and the wisdom inherent in the process itself. Balance is the guiding principle. Awareness and action, grounding and expansion, discipline and openness, they are not opposites, but complementary forces that must move together. The moment one dominates the other, turbulence arises. True mastery lies in harmonizing these forces, cultivating a life where inner stillness supports outer movement, and heightened perception coexists with grounded stability. Timing, patience, and balance together form the rhythm of the awakened path. They teach that spiritual growth is not a series of leaps, but a continuous flowing journey. When these principles are honored, the river of consciousness moves smoothly, carrying the practitioner forward with strength, clarity, and enduring presence. Awakening is often mistaken for arrival, yet heightened spiritual awareness is not a destination. It is a tool, a companion on the journey, and a reflection of what has been cultivated within. True wisdom does not come from glimpses of insight alone, but from the harmonization of energy, mind, and heart. When these elements are aligned, consciousness flows freely, perception deepens, and every experience becomes a teacher rather than a distraction. The 11 Elements portal embodies this principle. It is a doorway, a rare convergence of energy, timing, and intention, but it is not a trial designed to punish the unprepared. Those who approach with imbalance, rushing, ungrounded, or ego-driven may feel the intensity as overwhelming. Those who have nurtured discipline, grounded their body, tempered their emotions, and cultivated patient awareness step through with ease, discovering clarity, insight, and expansion. The portal reflects the state of the inner world, magnifying both readiness and neglect. Ancient Shaolin wisdom emphasizes that mastery is the art of integration. Power without presence, awareness without patience, or insight without humility invites instability. By balancing practice, reflection, and conscious living, the seeker transforms energy into purpose, thoughts into clarity, and emotions into guidance. Awareness becomes a river, flowing through the mind and heart without spilling into chaos. The ultimate lesson is subtle yet profound. The journey itself shapes the practitioner more than any singular experience or energetic event. Spiritual awakening is measured not by moments of intensity, but by the capacity to move through them with steadiness, discernment, and grounded presence. The portal opens for those who are ready, not in ego but in balance, not in haste but in harmony. Through this lens, every challenge, every surge of energy, and every insight becomes a step toward true mastery, a quiet unfolding of strength, wisdom, and enduring inner freedom. Spiritual awareness is a gift, a doorway to deeper understanding, but it must be approached with care. Mindfulness, discipline, and emotional mastery are the foundations that allow this gift to unfold safely. Without them, rushing or overindulging in insight can create imbalance, confusion, and even energy overload. True transformation comes not from speed or intensity, but from steady preparation and conscious cultivation of the mind, body, and heart. The 1111's portal is a powerful amplifier. It reflects the inner state of the practitioner, magnifying both readiness and neglect. Those who are grounded, patient, and disciplined move through it with clarity, calm, and aligned energy. Every breath, every moment of reflection, every mindful choice strengthens this readiness, allowing the portal to become a doorway to growth rather than a source of overwhelm. Carry this lesson into your daily life. Observe your thoughts, honor your emotions, and practice small acts of discipline and presence each day. Balance awareness with grounding, expansion with patience, and insight with humility. In this way, spiritual growth becomes not a fleeting surge, but a steady, enduring path of mastery. The 1111's portal will amplify your energy. Let it amplify the preparation you have built, the calm you have cultivated, and the mastery you have earned. Step into it with readiness, and it will open doors to profound transformation. If this message resonates, give this video a like and subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire. Join our community, where ancient wisdom meets modern awakening, and every day is an opportunity to grow, master, and thrive in harmony with your highest self.